The first one is like if you hear the sentence and agree, just please raise your hand. Privacy is one of the most important human rights issues online. And also privacy, anonymity ensures most of your rights, other rights, are protected online. Does that count? Okay. Freedom of expression in every sense, opinion, sexual orientation, and other issues should be protected. Access to information will help ensure equality online. I don't know if this counts as a point, but there were no consensus about the remedies to these particular issues, unfortunately. And also, as another note, it was a question, which again was an answer, about who should be more responsible when it comes to human rights online, governments or private sector. So I could highlight this if everyone agrees that this is an important question. Not really. Okay. Okay then. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, you are done.
So we are done with all sessions at SEEDIG. Thank you to whoever is still in the room. That shows a lot of commitment to SEEDIG. Thanks a lot. We are ready to wrap up, and I would like to ask my technical support to help me with connecting with Csengetai. We have Csengetai Masango from the IGF Secretariat and Wolf Ludwig from Eurodig with some. We have Csengetai Masango from the IGF Secretariat and Wolf.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Csengetai, we can. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. I'll be very brief because I know it's been a long day and you've all got places to go. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the organizing committee for holding a very interesting and very well organized meeting. Today's meeting was a product of a couple of months' work and of the dedicated work of a number of people in collaboration with the wider IG community. I would also like to thank the sponsors for realizing the importance of the regional IGFs and supporting them throughout. I mean, this is one of many that they have supported. I'm sorry I could not be there physically. I really wanted to, but I've been following remotely through WebEx throughout the day, from the morning when you started. And the WebEx worked quite well, and it was very interesting discussions. I particularly liked the energy in the discussing cyber security, global issues in the regional context. I found that very interesting. This year marks the start of the new 10-year mandate granted by the UN General Assembly for the IGF, for the Internet Governance Forum, which acknowledged the role of the IGF as a multi-stakeholder platform for the discussion of Internet governance issues. With this new mandate, we are looking at reinvigorating our mission with the help of the regional and national IGF initiatives such as SEEDIG, and we hope to better be able to serve the global community and help foster active and meaningful participation by all in the global internet governance debate in order, as our mandate says, in the Tunis agenda, to foster the sustainability, robustness, security, stability, and development of the internet for all. We are also looking at aligning our activities to support the global effort to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. As has been said, the internet can be a great enabler, and it is a service for everyone, and the national and regional IGF initiatives have an important role to play in this. Currently, there are 42 national and regional IGF initiatives registered with the global IGF, where 9 of them come from the Eastern European region. And there are 13 regional initiatives, with SEEDIG being amongst these. The initiatives are independent in their work, but they are following the basic underlying IGF principles of being open, inclusive, and non-commercial formations with multi-stakeholder participation. Moving forward, we are looking into and discussing with the regional and national initiatives on how we can better integrate NRR issues and views into the global IGF process. And we're striving for a two-way flow. It shouldn't just be one way up or down, but a two-way flow of ideas. And last year, we were fairly successful with our first effort into this, with the getting feedback from the regional and national IGF initiatives with our policy options for connecting the next billion. And this year, we seek to continue this. This year, for the IGF 2016, it is tentatively scheduled to take place between 6 and 9 December in Guadalajara in Mexico. And the main theme, which was decided by the MAG at the beginning of April, is enabling inclusive and sustainable growth. In reference to the national and regional initiatives, the 2016 MAG has recently unanimously decided that representatives of all IGF national and regional initiatives should organize a main thematic session at the IGF annual meeting. And we hope that the SEEDIG and all national initiatives from the region will take active participation in the preparatory phase that is ongoing, because we need your voices to be heard. We also have various other intersessional work that's going on, best practice forums, which are going to be more defined in the next coming week. We've got a couple of virtual calls with the MAG, and we'll inform you, and we do hope that you'll be on board and work with us throughout the year until the Guadalajara meeting, and of course beyond. Since we do have a 10-year mandate, we are also looking not just to schedule our work on a yearly basis, but also look in the long term and have multi-year projects and multi-year efforts to discuss and look into issues. Just for a little bit of advertisement, as many of you may have heard, that we did issue a call for workshop proposals for IGF 2016, and the deadline for submission is Monday, 6th of June. And information can be found on the IGF website. And with that, again, I wish you thank you very much, and I wish you safe travels back home. And a special thanks to Serena over there. We've been getting lots of emails from her about the SEEDIG and etc. And she's, as always, been doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Chengetai. Thank you for being with us online today, and also to for the whole support that the IGF Secretariat has given us. WebEx is possible because of that. Wolf, let's move directly into a short discussion about Eurodig and maybe the connections between Eurodig and SEEDIG. Thank you.
Yes, sorry, I'm the last obstacle before the end of the day. And I will try to be short, but my first desire, what I have to say, is to thank the Executive Committee, and particularly Sorina and Dusan, for the great job they did to organize such an outstanding event. Thanks a lot. As you all know, SEEDIG is more or less a baby from Eurodig, or came out in some strange you can imagine the details. And you now put us under immense pressure after such a great day and program with highly interactive and interesting, exciting sessions. We have to top it. And we are still on the way. I'm talking now about Eurodig. Probably you have seen such a small flyer in your conference bag. And that's all about our next event in Brussels. Actually, in Brussels, we will be in good hands with two great hosts. One is URIT, the other one is the European Commission. Megan is among us. And we are very pleased to work with them. They take a lot of responsibilities, etc. And we can concentrate more or less on the content from the Secretariat side. We launched, as almost every year, a call for issues at the end of last year. We collected more than 150 proposals, ideas, and we had a planning meeting in January. We drafted a first program outline. Afterwards, it was rediscussed. Now we have a consolidated program version. Meanwhile, we selected focal points for all sessions, for workshops and the plenaries. So we have 4 plenaries again. We have 9 workshops, 10 workshops. And the org teams are the people who submitted, and they found there the number of their proposal, etc. And we aligned according to the topics, the number to a session. And now we have a lot of org teams who started together with their focal points to work hard and intensively. So I'm following day by day the discussions they have. Many of them had phone conferences already. So the work is progressing very quick, and I'm impressed by the intensity of this of discussions in the org teams. They are documenting their work in the wiki. So if you want to see what is the status of discussion for a particular session under a particular topic, so go on the program, you can click on the wiki, and the whole discussion is documented. So in my opinion, it's one of the best and the most transparent ways to follow up the discussion and the design and to get involved. Anybody can still step in now. So it's an open and inclusive process until almost the last minute. And when the org team says, okay, now the focus, key question, title, everything is good, perfect, we approve the session with the following speakers, then it's accomplished. So our role is a coordinating role, and we wanted to have it like this, that the program is done and designed in a bottom-up manner. And then we just have a look whether the Eurodic session principles are considered. This means, just as an example, not having overloaded panels with 6, 8 to 10 people and downgrading the audience to listeners. We want to have small panels, and this was a very good example here, that from a very early moment the debate can be opened. So we are still working on the program until its finalization. You can always follow it on our website. We are this year, another little detail, because it's a novelty, we always wanted to support people who cannot by their own means come to a Eurodig, just come to Brussels for 2 days. And thanks to our partners and our sponsors, we have enough money this year for a travel fund. So almost everybody can apply. There was also an ISOC round before, where ISOC members could. There is also 5 travel slots coming from Euralo, ICANN's European at Large organization. And for youngsters, we even have the new Media Summer School. This means if you are lucky and being still young enough, I think up to 26. 18 to 27, thanks. So there is a grace period of 1 year. You can apply. So the new Media Summer School always happens before, starting with related discussions. So it's a warming up process for Eurodig, which proved to be very productive the last years. And then you can jump in and try to influence the debate from a youth perspective or point of view. So these are all exciting, promising elements. We have a great venue, and I'm following the registrations day by day, and it's impressive. Maybe this year, and for me somehow it's a little bit frightening, having seen it from the first year where we were 120 in Strasbourg. It seems possible that we reach 1,000 registrations for Brussels this year. So it will be a big event. It will be an interesting program. I'm not saying this because I'm supposed to be the program director, so I'm only the coordinator, and it's a focal point. It's a community who has, from the first moment, set the agenda, designed the program, shaping the session. So it's an immense effort, and it's a perfect proof that the multi-stakeholder model works. So you are all invited, and I hope to see as many of you in a few weeks in Brussels. Thanks.
Thank you also, Wolf, and thank you to the Eurodig Secretariat for supporting us from the start and still going on. I am going to move into the thanking part, but first I would like to ask the rest of our supporting organizations and sponsors if they want to add a few words. We still have the Council of Europe, IGFSA, I think ICANN was in the room at the point, the European Commission. Megan, I see you.
Thanks. I don't want to repeat what Wolf has already said about Eurodig, but it's also an opportunity to raise many of these issues at a high political level as well in Brussels. You have all the European institutions there, many lobbyists, many other interested parties there. So to the extent that you can pass the word also amongst your communities and amongst your constituencies, it's also useful to remind them of what's going on. Many MEPs will be there, commissioners and various others as well. So just to add that, and also to thank you and to encourage you to continue your very active and dynamic group. Thanks.
Thank you, Megan, and to the European Commission for being one of our supporting organizations. Markus?
I'll be very brief, just to add my word of thanks to you and the organizing team for organizing a really very good event. I enjoyed it very much, and it was money well spent. Thank you.
That's good to hear. Do we have a mic there, Dusan?
Thank you, Dusan. I want to claim an inch of paternity, although it sounds a bit strange here. But I think the first discussion about having a Southeastern European IGF was at the Istanbul IGF.
It was a bit before, but...
Even a bit before? So it's amazing to see how it grew and developed, and it became a standalone event with amazing discussion. I really enjoyed that, and I report back. And as I said, I mean, don't be shy in bringing the discussion beyond your region or expanding beyond communities that you may think would be interested in that. And please come to the EuroDig in Brussels. There will be a very good sign of showing the strength of the thoughts and the discussion that you had here. And I look forward to see for the next one, how do we match this huge success. And we as ICANN, we stand for supporting again. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea, and thank you to ICANN. We have the Council of Europe right there. Dusan?
It's really, I don't want to keep it dragging on, of course. Thank you very much for your participation, and looking forward to see you in Brussels, I guess. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Patrick, and thank you to Council of Europe. Desiree?
Thank you very much. I also found this event very interactive, as it was promised, and really enjoyed to be able to support it on behalf of affiliates and the Internet Society chapter in Serbia. And we hope that you will come to our boat cruise tomorrow at 10:30 in front of the hotel to continue our discussions in a more relaxed manner and to continue building the community.
Thank you. I think we don't have any other sponsor or supporting organization in the room. So thank you again to all of you. One kind request to everyone in the room. We have an evaluation survey on the website. It's up now. I won't ask you now how the meeting was. Just go home, do some debriefing, and then please fill in the survey. That will help us improve, and hopefully we will have another SEEDIG. And
ISOC Serbia wants to say something.
Yes, we have another supporting organization. Sorry, ISOC Serbia.
Yeah, I'll be quick. Yeah, well, I wanted to thank you in the name of the ISOC Serbia for such a great event. I was happy to hear such a productive feedback, and yeah, I hope next year we will be organizing a similar event beside this one, like national IGF. But yeah, about that, yeah, more information to come. Thank you.
Thank you also for all the logistical support, which was painful. We all know that. All right, so again, the kind request to please go on the website and fill in the survey, and on the basis of that, we will see if you are still interested in SEEDIG going forward. I will go ahead with the last part of thanking. I still have some people to thank too for this day and for the whole process, the whole year. So, our thanks, the thanks of the Executive Committee to all key participants, session moderators, remote moderators, the session rapporteurs, the organizing teams, people who have worked for this session to actually happen. Thank you to our technical and logistical support. You have been great. Some special thanks to Dragana, who has been helping a lot with all this logistical messiness, I can call it like that. I hope she's around. Thank you for that. Thank you to all of you for having been here today and lasting till, I don't know, I think it's almost 7. And thank you to our remote participants. I hope they can still hear us. And finally, my thanks to my colleagues in the Executive Committee, Liana, Aida, Dusan, and Ilya. Thank you all. And this ends SEEDIG. Thanks a lot, and see you at the social events.
Before
about the party. It doesn't work. So.
No. Yeah.
Of course.
And before going an announcement about a party, I just want to say thank you, and we have a compliment as a chocolate. So those who helped us, who participated, who survived till the end, you can take some chocolates from Armenia. With a nice view of Armenian.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, sure.
An affordable access to the internet for all without discrimination. And that is quite important. That's a crucial commitment. It's a crucial commitment not only for states, but it's also a crucial commitment for all the stakeholders. And we immediately see that this is not only when we refer back to the paper that was distributed in your packs this morning of the ICANN, where it says we have the infrastructure layer, the logical layer, and the economic and social societal layer. Those are important layers, but human rights are not only at the economic, political, and societal level. They're also at the technical level. Because when devising tools, it also means that you may be discriminating. For example, visually impaired, you referred to it this morning, the way websites are constructed, things like that, already have an impact on the access that we may have. It is also a question of trust, and that's been long debated in the session this afternoon. It's a question of how the responsibilities of the state are with regards to preventing crime and keeping that trust of the citizens going. I did not mean to say in the afternoon in my reaction that the states are ideal and that governments do not want to intervene. At the contrary, we have just recently finalized a full study on blocking, filtering, and taking down of internet, illicit internet. But how do you define illicit internet content? And how do governments define that? Is that something, defamation? Is it how your head of state is portrayed? How your politicians are portrayed? I'm not referring to any country in specific, of course, but this is part of the game. The right to freedom of expression, so freedom to access the internet and non-discrimination, accessible, available, affordable, items that we discussed. Freedom of opinion, the right to receive and impart information, crucial. I think many in this room will immediately, when they want to check some kind of information, immediately go to your devices and see, well, am I actually right in what I'm saying? Maybe I'll quickly check that. Check it back. 1 minute. Education and literacy, I referred to it this morning. Another recommendation which specifies how these human rights are being developed is contrary to the Internet of Things, the Internet of Citizens, where multiliteracy becomes a key factor in the development of how we are going to be dealing with the Internet. Freedom of the media, the role of journalists, the role of bloggers. To which extent is that protected in our society? The legality, the legitimacy, the proportionality of the actions that the governments take in order to restrict access, that needs to be measured. The right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association was already mentioned, the right to private and family life. There's not only the question of the personal data protection in that, but there's also the whole question of surveillance. There's a lot going on about mass surveillance, much less about individual surveillance, which goes through legal formats, but I think it's also part of those aspects that need to be controlled in our societies. Personal data protection, one word about that. This is no longer, and when the Data Protection Convention was first developed, a lot of attention was given to the state. Today, it is not the state that controls most of the data. And there, the relation, the multi-stakeholder approach of looking at what is the key core responsibilities of private businesses to preserve also the personal data, private data of our citizens remains key. And one thing that we haven't really been mentioning today is to which extent, when none of these or some of these human rights are not being respected, to which extent the citizens' rights are not being respected, what type of remedies does the state provide? What type of remedies do private companies provide with regards to breaches of, for example, freedom of expression, data protection, etc.? I wanted to keep at that in order to allow for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so before going into group, if there are 2 or 3 questions from the audience, participants, something that you want to ask to Nevena or Patrick, we can take 2 or 3 questions. Otherwise, we go to the groups.
Okay, then, if there are no questions, I'll ask Valentina to start spreading around some colored sticky notes. And this shouldn't surprise you if you read the program, because when we've prepared the session, we said, you know, we can take the easy way forward, do a panel, everyone talks, we'll get a few questions, and we solve it. But the human rights puzzle is about us. It's about us as internet users. It's about us as citizens. It's about us and what we have as a priority. So until Valentina and the other colleagues will spread out those sticky notes, I will ask you to think about the top 3 human rights issues related to internet, of course, or to the online world that are key for you, are critical in this digital age. And I would also kindly ask you to write them down. You can write them down on the piece of paper that the colleagues are giving you, and that would be great because at the end we will get them all together to create the puzzle. We don't want to solve the puzzle, but first to create the puzzle. And then we'll see how we proceed later on. You can also use, if you don't have a pen, you can use your mobile phone or your computer to write on it. But if you have a note, it's much easier to write them on a note. So I think that each of you will have 2 minutes to think about these top 3 critical human rights issues that are related to internet and that are critical for you. And you should write them down. I will tell you in the second part of the show why does the color matters? Let's see. Who doesn't have one? Everyone has one? These ones.
Who is missing?
You may have one. You may have one as well. So top 3 human rights issues as related to online that are critical to you as an internet user, as a person, as a netizen, either way you want to call it. Is it anyone that doesn't have a color sticker yet? Cool. You have a sticker? You have a sticker. Cool.
write on device, or can use my resource pen?
Well, I see that at least a bunch of you have already been very creative. So they have 3 or even more than 3 answers, which is good. Yes? You need another one? Good, because now we'll go to step number 2. So the reason why you received different colored sticky notes is because we'll ask you to split into groups, and each of you that has a similar sticky note will go to one group. So for example, if you have this very nice special rounded pinky color something, will need to come here, because actually it's part of the remote participation team that will also discuss this. And we'll ask each group to first to know each other, then to share which are each person's 3 human rights issues that they want to talk about, and then to decide together what is the group consensus about the group 3 major critical human rights issues, and as a second step to discuss about the best practice and the remedies that they know among them. And after we do this, this kind of discussion, we will later on ask each group to send one representative in front and to give us the result. Yes,
one thing, because we talk about rough consensus, if in the group you cannot really agree on something, or you think that something, even if the group does disregard the importance, is really important, the group can report on this. So you don't have to have a voting system. If someone really is keen about some specific issue, even if it's not the 3 priority that the group accepts, it's okay.
Okay, so as you see, those chairs are movable. So you are free, one group, to take a bunch of chairs and go there, or some other chairs and go in the back, and just start discussing. All right? Are there any questions, or I wasn't clear enough? Or do you want me to translate in some of the languages that I don't know?
Yellow in front, pink there, green and orange.
And the special pink is here, don't forget it, the special pink. And you can just, that's the special one, that's the special one, that's the classical one. And just grab the chairs and discuss.
This is violation of your human rights.
So here is the classical pink, it's here. That's the classical pink, the square pink, if you want. So we have the square pink here in the, here. The yellow would be here. The yellow. So who has the yellow sticker should come here in the middle with Nevena. It's much easier this way. Okay, come along. The yellow. The orange one is here in the back. Orange is here. And what color are you? No. Okay. So now we need to see that everyone has went to one place or another and they are not lost. And then we'll go to the groups and to see if it's clear what they need to do. So which one are you? Verde. And the green one? Numai atâta sunteți? Ok, asta este, deci doar 3. You are just 3 with the green one. That's okay, just 3. It was so random, yeah. It's 4. You're 4, but you can move a bit there, so not to go closer with these ones. You see also Oksana, it's 5. It's okay. 6. The green one is here. And here is the yellow one. 1 minute. One minute left. Is that okay? And you need to nominate someone from the group that will. Oh, okay, perfect. One minute, and you need to nominate someone from the group that will present the results. Okay. Don't forget to nominate someone from the group that will do the presentation. Okay, you're ready? Well, time is up. So, yeah, time is up. It's okay?
Yeah, but no, it's not okay. We're going to need 2 minutes.
No, that's important.
Yeah, we can start with somebody else, but you need to do that.
You need to finish, yes. You should also take one of the mics.
Huh?
You should also take the other mic. So we're trying to give the rapporteur.
Can talk if they want from there.
Yes, but I want them to see the others, so they can either sit there or move. But
ready to report?
Okay. Ready, everyone? Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your discussions, and we're looking forward to see the results. So don't forget to nominate one person. I see that at least 2 of the other groups. One more minute. The other groups have already finished, more or less. So I would kindly ask you to either to stay where you are or to just to change your seat. It's okay? Have you finished? Perfect. Timing. Almost.
It gets worse with each word.
Should we place them on the...
Yeah, you can actually place those stickers. If you want, you can place those stickers on the board if you're happy with them. No. He can also place them. Yes, he can do that. Yes.
Give you the stress. I wanted the yellow, so you remember them.
No. But each individual person may place them because it would be a bunch of them. No. Here. Okay, so who wants to present from this group?
Who is the first for presenting?
Who is the first group that feels very confident about their work? Okay, we have one group that is very confident about their work. And who is the person that wants to present the results? And I will kindly ask you to come in front so everyone could hear you. You can either stay like this or move the chairs in order to see the persons that are talking here. And of course, after you hear them or after the session, you can go there and place your stickers onto the board. So go ahead.
So we debated for a while, and we came down to 3 most important human rights. Privacy, freedom of expression, and the freedom of assembly. Do we need to go through more details?
You need to explain why. You have 3 minutes where you need to explain why, and you need to talk about the remedies or the best practices that you found out those.
Well, privacy, I think we talked about privacy a lot today, so we won't go any further into that. Then, freedom of expression. This was very interesting. We talked actually about a lot of things. We started from, debating a bit about copyrights and getting them back in line with the times. And in the end, this is a problem related to freedom of expression. Then we went through a bit talking about the whole concept of being allowed access to the internet. Is there a right for access to the internet? And well, in the end, it still comes back both to freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, because these two, freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, are quite closely connected when we're talking about internet freedom, because if you're just allowed to write something but you're not allowed to read, or if you're just allowed to read something but you're not allowed to write, and so on, you're still missing something. So all these are necessary. Well, what would be the best way of supporting, well, for example, freedom of assembly? Well, privacy is the best way of guaranteeing freedom of assembly, because if you don't have privacy, you could be afraid of associating with various peoples for fear of, and fill in the dots. As for freedom of expression, here there are multiple options on top of having strong privacy, like encrypting everything, end-to-end encryption. I think I forgot some things which I didn't write down. Well, okay. They were written down here, but I can't read the writing. Well, in the end, a lot of these things come back to the first identified, most important freedom, privacy. Because if you have privacy, then you'll be able to assemble, you'll be able to speak up. How do you get privacy? Well, this is the tough one, isn't it? I mean, when you look at it from, let's say, abuse of power of the authorities, let's say, then you need transparency and accountability, and you need them both. And I ran out of time.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for that, and thank you to the yellow team. Okay, who is the next one that feels they have the courage? Okay, go ahead. And that is the orange team.
I don't. Oh, I got. Should I? Which one? You're confusing.
You can take either one.
It's very interesting that we had ICANN and European Commission in one group, and we don't have a single remedy. So, basically, we had a few things that. Excuse me. Thank you. That the previous. Hello, my name is Belman. I come from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Hi. So the Orange Group had few, it was really, honestly, this was not enough time to actually come up with remedies. But maybe one of the first problems that we tackled was raising awareness on the fact that people do have rights online. Because in some of the countries, especially in Southeast Europe, I would say, coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina, people really do not even, are not really aware that they have their rights online. Other thing was access to information. You said it, right? And he emphasized access to information as one of the most important human rights online. Then we had really important thing on consent, and the consent that we actually make with some of the social media, say Facebook. We sort of signed the contract once, and then Facebook or any other social media just keeps changing the contract without actually ever asking us, are we willing to accept their new rules? We just have to basically accept it as we go. Am I talking too much bad things about Facebook? Okay, then we had, and then actually one of the remedies, I think one of the solution was, well, if social media keeps sort of giving you their own current popular social media keeps giving you their own rules and regulations, maybe that also opens the space for new creative generations to create their own new social media that would actually respect human rights more. Am I right? Orange group? Why is everybody tweeting right now? Do you want to fill in, please? Completely. What? So content, did I forget something? Possibly. Okay, I will finish with this one. We also had freedom of expression, but we realized that that's not only, we don't only have problems with freedom of expression online, it's a general jurisdiction problem in country where you don't have freedom of expression, freedom to express yourself online or offline. So that was not only linked to internet. So I would say that's it, thank you. Oh, very important question, and this is the last one, and I actually would like to hear other groups. One of the girls in the group posed it, should governments or businesses be responsible? Who should be more responsible for data protection? Governments, our own governments, or actually businesses or social media that we sign contract with?
I have all the mics. We have, three colors more to go. So,
Oksana.
Is it the green group?
I am Oksana Prihodko, European Media Platform Ukraine. It was extremely easy to find consensus within our group because actually everybody wants to receive access to any information about in public sphere, about our government, about our public life. We have to ask a question which help to fight corruption in any sphere, to optimize functioning of governmental institutions, to receive any information about, for example, working hours of any office, of any documents which we need to provide in any way, and a lot of other informations to control our governments also. But we have to be protected from surveillance for accessing to this information. That is why we prioritized two issues, accessibility to public sphere, and public sphere has to be opened, but personal level has to be anonymous for not to be surveilled. The first issue was prioritized previously by 4 members of our group, and the second one received 3 initial notes, and was supported also by privacy issue. And the last, our point, infrastructural access. It's not accessibility of information, it's access to network, first of all, but not only to Wi-Fi or mobile internet. It's access to open, not controlled by government's internet. And about remedy, which was proposed to our group, it's a right balance between state stakeholders and other stakeholders. Also, it was mentioned dignity, freedom of expression, gender, and security. But these issues were not so important as others.
Thank you. Thank you, Oksana. The last 2 pink group, a pink with the shape and a pink with a square.
The weird pink group. Okay, we came up with 3 first introduce myself. I'm on the screen, actually. Auke. We came up with 3 subjects covering multiple issues. The 3 issues were freedom, equality, and mythology. How to get to these other 2, actually. The freedom one was, okay, we have data protection and mass surveillance. And we mean with that our data we share has to be trusted. So we have to, the data has to be trusted, and the platforms or other things we use has also to be trusted. We have to trust each other. That subject really is related actually to the mythology, because working together as, we say the multi-stakeholder approach is the, what we think the best methodology to cover issues and discuss issues in the field. But then we got another issue, because not everybody can share or can participate in some debates, and that can be of multiple other issues, actually. Education is one form of that. Not everybody can use or express themselves the way they want to. And that can be of having the lack of a good connection, or don't speak the way we do, or don't have the right technology or the right connection with services to do so. And net neutrality is one part of that. And also, no, that's it actually. Okay, thank you all for listening.
Thank you.
And hope to see you at dinner.
Last pink. Oh, that's fantastic.
Can we have Valentina? We need to give them. Yes.
This is infographic of gender representation in our group.
It took us the whole day to get here, but we finally did. We finally reached pretty much half and half, so it's good. So, would you like to go first?
Well, we couldn't agree, really, because we are so many smart people here, and we respect freedom of expression, which is one of our human rights. We all agree on that, and especially freedom to express your sexual orientation, your opinion, and stuff like that, right?
Yes. So aside from, we had a very robust discussion, and I can say that we easily reached consensus on 2 particular points. One was freedom of expression, the other was privacy. Almost everyone in the group had expressed these 2 as ones that they cared about. However, when we got to the 3rd point that we were trying to discuss, so we unfortunately weren't able to even get to too many recommendations because we were too busy discussing what our 3rd point would be. Up to this point, as far as I know, I still don't think we reached full consensus on 1 point, but we did reach rough consensus on on basically an open internet and making sure that the web is open and making sure that data is accessible. So, yeah, I don't really know where to go.
But since we didn't want to exclude anyone, we had like one suggestion, okay, open internet, but with the control, which most of us didn't agree, but we didn't want to dismiss that. One of us decided, okay, it is okay to have access to information, but what did she use the word like?
I don't remember.
She said access to what is right information, which I said, okay, who decides what is the right information? So we couldn't agree. So you see, we had so many difficulties. We don't have remedies, but at least privacy, freedom of expression, and so in sort of access of information, right?
And we did emphasize that. And also we had 7 countries represented, and all 7 countries have a very different, even within the Southeastern European area, region, we all have very different media, especially when it comes to media, very different human rights scenes currently. So as you can imagine, it was a little bit difficult to kind of reach this consensus that we needed. So thank you.
Please clap to us.
Yes. We tried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. With this, our exercise is close to an end. Thank you for participating and getting engaged and discussing a lot and having robust discussions, as we just heard. Now, there are just 2 small steps. The first one, I would kindly ask you, if you are happy with what you wrote on those small papers, to come up and put them here. So we'll have a puzzle. So because we discussed about a puzzle. And you can do that right now. So come up and put it, and then it will be up to Sonia in just 1 minute to present us with the conclusions. So I understand that the rest of the people are not happy with what they wrote on the stick.
Just put that. Make it colorful and beautiful.
They don't need to be color-coded. You can put them anywhere. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Do you want to say something else?
No, just
Sonia. Yes.
Because no one said something.
I like that. I need to emphasize this one. So thank you all of you for coming here and putting your stickers. And the one that actually put the sticker in the middle with the NSA sticker on it, you're my hero. So I don't know who is that, but you're my hero. You're my anonymous hero. And with this, thank you very much. And it's up to Sonia to present the results. Thank you.